Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you again for joining me. I hope you had a fabulous weekend. Today we have something new from Tarte. We have the Foundcealer. Now I was a little confused about that name at first, but whatever. Okay, so this is a bottle right here. It's a really pretty bottle. It is heavy in weight and it is a really nice sturdy plastic. And it does have this little guy right here, so you're not going to lose your cap, which I'm guilty of. I do it all the time. So this guy is not going anywhere. This comes out when you twist it, and then there is a pump. Now, usually when I pump it, it likes to go down on itself. So that's one thing that's a little irritating because it happens, as you can see right there, it happens all the time. So sometimes it's kind of hard for me to pump the product out. So it is travel friendly. So this guy comes in 30 different shades. It is $39. So let's read a little bit about it. So it said it is a vegan makeup and skincare hybrid that's an everyday foundation for achieving an ultra comfortable, natural, radiant finish and custom coverage. So the coverage is medium, the finish is radiant. It is good for normal to dry to combination and oily skin, and it is an SPF of 20. So it says Baba Sue nourishes, moisturizes, and soothes sunflower seed rich in vitamins A and E to help hydrate and generate and condition the skin. Hyaluronic acid retains the moisture. Okay, so it says you can use it 3 different ways with any other foundation, actually. It says when you apply it with your finger, it's going to be a really light coverage. The only thing when I apply it with my finger, I don't get, which I did right here, I don't have like a lot of coverage. I still have some discoloration peeking through. So unless you have perfect skin, then, you know, it's not really going to cover a lot. It also says for a light to medium coverage, go ahead and use your beauty blender. And then for a more medium coverage, go ahead and use your brush. Okay, so I'm applying a little bit with my brush, and it does have more of a medium coverage. As you can see, it still looks like skin. It does have a nice little sheen to it, but even though I still have a couple of little spots that I need to add a little bit more just to cover that. But it looks like skin. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't get cakey or anything like that. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and do the little check-in. Okay, so it's about 5 o'clock, so I'm about to feed the dogs. I've been wearing, and as you could tell, I'm like a mess because I actually took a nap, but I've been wearing this foundation since 8 o'clock this morning. And, you know, little things like I was taking a nap, so I kind of wiped a little bit right there. But you know what? This foundation has actually been holding up pretty good. And my skin looks really pretty and dewy. Okay, so my final thoughts on this foundation. I really do like this foundation because it is very much skin-like. I like that it has an SPF 20. It didn't settle into my fine lines and wrinkles, which sometimes it kind of settles in there and I have to go in with my finger and just kind of fix it. My concealer, not so good, but that's another video. And I did have the same concealer on in my check-in, so just keep that in mind that underneath my eyes didn't look so good. But foundation looks great. It did kind of fade a little bit in certain areas, like right here where I tend to kind of touch a little bit more than I should. So a little bit of the skin is peeking through where you can see a little bit of this, you know, like my little acne scars. But that's with anything, I always have to kind of go in and touch it up a little bit more. So it does feel like skin. It feels comfortable. I think it's really, really pretty. It did have a nice lasting effect to it when it faded. It didn't fade where it was blotchy or anything like that, which is something that I really like because sometimes when foundations fade, you could see the blotchiness, and I didn't feel like I could see that at all with this foundation. And, you know, I think I pointed it out, but I'm not quite sure. But when you apply this with your finger, it goes on really nice and evenly. It doesn't dry down where you're getting blotchy or anything like that. So I think it's really nice. I really do enjoy it. Oh, another thing that I did want to mention is that I was feeling really tight the other day, like my face. That didn't sound right. But I did use my little Wet n Wild oil here. I applied it, and then I applied this foundation. I'm like, oh, no, no bueno, because it was a little bit too oily. But can I tell you that it performed nicely? It stayed on. It didn't get like streaky or do anything crazy. When I do set it with a powder, it does have a longer lasting amount of time with the foundation, so keep that in mind. When I didn't set it with powder, it stayed on a pretty good amount of time, but I did have a little bit of loss of color around this area. Anyway, that's my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe, and I'll see you again for my next one. Bye.